Accusations of religious conflict in Nigeria, and Yemen reopens its main airport. Good afternoon. Nigerian authorities and diplomats believe attacks on churches and on Christian holidays are part of an attempt to stoke a religious conflict. At least 18 people have been killed in 2 blasts in the northern city of Kaduna. There have been scores of increasingly deadly attacks, mainly in northern Nigeria, since mid-2009, which have left more than 1,000 people dead. They've been blamed largely on the militant group Boko Haram. President Goodluck Jonathan has been criticized for not getting a grip on the insurgency by Islamists in the north. The BBC's Mark Lobel reports.
We've just heard now from the emergency services that a Jeep and a top-of-the-range saloon car packed with bombs exploded this morning at a major road junction. One of the engines of the car had flown 50 meters away from the initial blast, and houses were partially damaged hundreds of meters away. The main people who were killed were motorcycle riders, these taxis that were waiting for people to pick them up at this junction. There were also locals returning from a stadium where they'd been working out this morning, and also these almajiris, these young beggars who were roaming the streets at around that time, going out looking for food.
Suspended ANC Youth League President Julius Malema has arrived at the ZCC St. Ingenis Church at Moriah outside Polokwane in Limpopo. Malema is attending the main pilgrimage sermon, which President Jacob Zuma will also attend. Thousands of worshippers have converged on 2 Zion Christian churches for their annual Easter pilgrimage. The Road Traffic Management Corporation says traffic volumes on the country's main routes are starting to increase as people return from their holiday destinations this Easter long weekend. The corporation spokesperson Ashraf Ismail says about 1,500 vehicles have passed the Moy River toll plaza from Durban. Ismail says traffic volumes are also expected to increase on the N1 direction south from Polokwane after the final church service of the Zion Christian Church this afternoon.
We're expecting traffic peaks to be overnight, perhaps even at around 2,100 hours along that route. We're expecting another peak traffic volume tomorrow as well at around lunchtime along the N1 direction south. We therefore want to appeal to all road users around the country, whether you're driving on an arterial route or even a secondary route, to exercise extreme caution, to obey all road traffic rules and regulations, to be polite, to be prepared and to be patient.
Ashraf says an estimated 56 people have lost their lives in road accidents on the country's roads over the Easter holidays so far.
At this point in time, we can confirm that up until last night, 56 people have lost their lives on South African roads. Although it reflects significantly less than previous years, we must indicate that this is a preliminary figure, that the picture could change somewhat after the campaign.
The Tshwane SPCA has issued a private company responsible for security at the notorious Shabbat Park flats in the city centre with an official warning for the alleged neglect of 4 of their security dogs. The SPCA inspected the site after a spot inspection by the Metro Police. The dogs were found in dirty kennels at the empty neighbouring block of flats, Kruger Park. 6 people died after the Kruger Park flats were set alight in 2007, while residents were evacuated from the flats last year after the building was declared unsafe. The Maxi security company was using the dogs to ensure that illegal occupants don't enter the buildings. Tshwane's SPCA Inspector Diale Ratsila.
On my inspection, I found 4 security dogs. 2 of the dogs had no water, and some of the kennels were filthy with droppings not cleaned up. So the people have been issued with a warning to correct the situation immediately, and a follow-up inspection is going to be conducted. Failure to comply with the SPCA request will lead to the dogs being removed. A warrant will be obtained and the dogs can be legally removed.
The security company has agreed to attend to the situation. Further afield, the main airport in Yemen has been reopened a day after it was attacked by troops angered by the dismissal of their commander, who was close to former President Ali Abdullah Saleh. Officials say they've received assurances that there will be no threats to aviation at the airport. The one-day showdown highlighted the continuing turmoil in the country. This despite a peace deal under which Saleh stood down after months of protest against his 33-year rule and was replaced in February by his deputy, Abdrabu Mansour Hadi. Your top story at 3. Nigerian authorities and diplomats believe attacks on churches and on Christian holidays are part of an attempt to stoke a religious conflict. More news.